Have you ever looked at your life and felt like you're just reading a story someone else wrote for you? Like your path, your job, your relationships was already set in stone long before you were born. Or maybe you felt the heavy weight of your own choices, worrying that every misstep is a permanent stain on your future, a mistake you can never outrun. And what if you've secretly wondered, in the quiet moments, if there's a greater power out there? And if so, is it a strict judge or a creative partner? These aren't just modern anxieties. For thousands of years, two of the world's wisest cultures have asked these very questions, and they answered them with some of the most thrilling, powerful stories ever told. This isn't about religion. This is about wisdom. Today, we are going on a journey together into the heart of Chinese and Hindu mythology to find tools for your real, everyday life. We will meet gods who rule celestial empires and gods who dance universes into being. You will discover the surprising power in a Chinese kitchen god's report and the liberating fire of a Hindu god who destroys to heal. I promise you, by the end of this, you will not see your destiny as a cage. You will see it as clay in your hands and a loom at your fingertips. You'll learn how to find calm in a storm using an ancient sea goddess's wisdom, and how to break free from a bad habit with the energy of a divine dancer. This is a map to your own strength. So please, make yourself comfortable. This journey is for you. And if what you hear touches your heart or sparks a new hope, please let us know by liking this video and subscribing to our channel. It helps us bring more of this light to you and others. Now, let's begin. Let's start at the very beginning, with the most important question of all. What is destiny? Is it a fixed script, or is it something we create? Ancient China and ancient India gave us two magnificent, complete answers, and to see them, we need to visit two different worlds. First, imagine a vast, perfectly run empire in the sky. This is the Chinese heavenly court, presided over by the Jade Emperor. Think of it like the most detailed and orderly government you can imagine. There's a god for rain, a goddess for mercy, a god for your kitchen stove. Everything has its place and its rule under the concept of Tianming, or the mandate of heaven. Here, destiny is like a grand, pre-drawn map of a beautiful, complex landscape. Your life's journey is about learning to travel this landscape correctly, finding harmony with its mountains and rivers. It's a world of order, roles, and flowing with a cosmic plan. Now let's travel to a different vision. In Hindu mythology, picture a magnificent, endless loom. The universe itself is a constantly weaving fabric. The threads are your actions, every single thing you do, say, or think. This is the law of karma. The pattern that emerges is your dharma, your unique purpose and duty. Here, destiny isn't a pre-drawn map you follow. It's a living tapestry you are actively weaving with every single choice you make right now. The gods, like Brahma the creator, Vishnu the preserver, and Shiva the transformer, are the master weavers who oversee this incredible, dynamic process. So, we have two powerful pictures, a celestial map and a cosmic loom. Now let's bring this down to earth with a problem so many face: the shock of losing a job. Through the Chinese lens, this event is like a sudden shift in the heavenly weather. The challenge isn't to rage against the storm, but to find your harmony with this new season. You reassess your skills, your role in the cosmos, you adapt, you seek stability again. You find your new place on the map. Through the Hindu lens, this job loss is both a result of past threads, maybe your industry changed, and a powerful, empty space on your loom. What new thread will you choose now? Will it be the thread of learning a new skill? The thread of networking? Your very next action starts weaving a brand new part of the pattern. One view offers the peace of navigating a grand plan. The other offers the power of being the weaver. Your first and most important power is knowing you can choose which lens to look through. When you feel trapped by a system or fate, the map teaches serene navigation. When you feel chained by your own past mistakes, the loom gives you the shuttle and says, "Weave something new today." Now that we have our two visions of destiny, let's dive deeper into the incredible strength we can find in the Chinese idea of cosmic order. I want to tell you about my grandfather's village, which was built near a great, winding river. Every few years, the river would flood. The people didn't have the technology to build a giant wall to stop it. Instead, they did something wiser. They learned the river's patterns. They built their homes on the higher ground, and they created channels to guide the extra water to their fields. They worked with the water's nature, not against it. This is the exact wisdom of Yu the Great, a legendary emperor who didn't pray for floods to stop, but spent 13 years digging canals and guiding the waters. His lesson is profound for us. Your greatest problem, a financial loss, a health issue, a personal conflict, is like that flood. You may not be able to wish it away, but you can learn its nature. You can build your channels, a new budget, a doctor's advice, an honest conversation. You find harmony with the new reality, and in doing so, you find your power within it. This brings us to a beautiful and humble god, Zhao Jun, the kitchen god. In Chinese tradition, just before the Lunar New Year, this god returns to heaven to report on the family's behavior. This turns every daily action, cooking a meal, speaking kindly, keeping a clean home, into a sacred ritual that shapes your heavenly record. Think about your own daily life. Your destiny isn't just made in the big moments of getting a diploma or a job offer. It is woven each day when you choose to be patient with a child, when you complete a small task well, when you offer a word of thanks. The kitchen god reminds us that the universe notices the small good stitches in the fabric of our character. And for the big tests of character, we have Guanyin, the red-faced god of integrity and loyalty. He was a historical general whose unbreakable promise and sense of justice were so powerful that he became a god. In a world that often rewards cutting corners, Guanyu's power teaches us that your personal integrity is not a barrier to your destiny. It is the very armor that protects it. When you face a choice to betray a value for a quick gain, remember Guanyin. Standing firm might seem harder now, but it preserves your inner compass, your self-respect, and the trust of others, which are the true foundations of any lasting success. So, what is the ultimate gift of this Chinese view of an ordered cosmos? It is the power of the fixed star. In a sky that seems full of chaos and shooting stars of drama, you can be the fixed point, the unwavering light. Your core ethics, your daily rituals, your quiet duty, these become your celestial navigation points. When everything around you is changing wildly, you don't have to spin with it. You can cultivate a deep inner stillness, a mountain in the storm. And from that place of harmony and strength, you can respond to anything life brings, not from panic, but from a profound and powerful peace. If the Chinese view offers the strength of the mountain, then the Hindu tradition gives us the power of the river itself, always moving, always changing, always carving new paths. This is the dynamic energy of the Trimurti, the three gods who represent the core cycles of all existence. Let's start with Brahma, the creator. Imagine a painter facing a blank canvas every single morning. That is Brahma's energy. In myth, he creates universes from a lotus flower. For you, this means every dawn is not just another day, it is a fresh act of creation. The moment you wake up is your personal lotus flower. Did yesterday feel like a failure? Brahma's gift is the power of the first hour. Before the noise of the world comes in, use that first quiet hour to plant one positive seed. Write a goal, take a walk, meditate. You are not continuing yesterday's story. You are starting a brand new one. But creation needs protection, and that is the domain of Vishnu, the preserver. Think of him as the deep, steady roots of a great banyan tree. One famous story tells of Vishnu taking the form of Kurma, a giant turtle who dives to the bottom of the cosmic ocean to support a mountain on his back. This is the energy of patient, unwavering support. In your life, who or what are you the turtle for? Your family's dreams? Your own health? Your learning? Vishnu's power is shown in the daily, often unseen, acts of preservation. Making a healthy meal, saving a little money, studying a few pages every night. This isn't flashy, but this consistent, sustaining effort is what holds your entire future world on its back. Yet, for new creation to truly happen, sometimes the old must make way. This is the sacred, powerful role of Shiva, the destroyer. He is often shown in a fierce dance, the Tandava, which dissolves the universe. This sounds scary, but his destruction is not random violence. It is the necessary end of illusion, ego, and old forms that no longer serve life. Let's make this real. Have you ever stayed in a job that drained your soul, or held on to a grudge that poisoned your heart? That old, painful pattern is what Shiva's dance targets. Choosing to leave that job, or to finally forgive, is an act of sacred destruction. It is not an end. It is the essential, brave clearing of space so that Brahma can paint a new morning for you. So here is the thrilling truth. You are not a passenger in time. You are its artist. In any single day, you have the power to create a new habit. That's Brahma's brush. To preserve a loving connection. That's Vishnu's steady hand. And to destroy a limiting belief. That's Shiva's liberating dance. You contain this holy trinity within you. Your destiny is not a finished painting hanging in a museum. It is a living studio, and you hold all the tools. Every moment is a choice of which divine energy to use next. Life, of course, is not just about grand philosophies. It's about the sudden obstacle that blocks our path, the problem we didn't see coming. For these moments, our myths give us a brilliant inner team, a personal council of gods with unique problem-solving superpowers. First, meet Ganesha, the elephant-headed Hindu god, the famous remover of obstacles. His power isn't just in smashing barriers, it's in understanding them. His large ears listen deeply, and his broken tusk is used as a pen to write new stories. When you hit a wall, a rejected proposal, a creative block, practice Ganesha's inquiry. Don't just rage at the wall, sit with it. Ask, what is this wall really made of? Is it my fear of looking foolish? Is it a lack of preparation? His vehicle is a tiny mouse, showing us that the biggest obstacles are often conquered by addressing the small, gnawing thoughts in our minds. Name your obstacle's true nature, and its power shrinks. But what if the wall is a rigid system or an unfair rule? This is where Sun Wukong, the legendary Monkey King from Chinese story, bursts in with chaotic, clever joy. He didn't defeat Heaven's army with just brute strength. He transformed his hairs into clones, shrunk to the size of a bee, and outsmarted his foes with hilarious trickery. His energy teaches us that when you can't go through a barrier, find a way to go around, over, or under it. Can you learn a new skill to make an end run around a job requirement? Can you find a creative, unexpected solution everyone else missed? Channel your inner Monkey King and ask, what's the playful, ingenious move here? However, some obstacles are emotional storms, like a family fight or a panic at work. For this, we call upon Mazu, the Chinese goddess of the sea. Sailors prayed to her not just to stop storms, but to find the calm and skill to navigate through them. When chaos erupts around you, embodying Mazu means you don't absorb the panic. You take a deep breath and become the calm center. Your steady voice, your clear thinking, becomes a lighthouse for everyone else, changing the entire destiny of the situation from one of panic to one of managed crisis. Yet, after all this wisdom and cunning, there often comes a moment when thinking must turn into action. This is the domain of Hanuman, the immense Hindu monkey god of devotion and strength. In the epic story, when the goddess Sita was lost, Hanuman didn't hold a committee meeting. He knew his purpose, and he took a literal leap of faith across the ocean to find her. Sometimes, you've done your Ganesha thinking and your Wukong plotting. The final necessary step is Hanuman's leap, the bold, faithful action you take even while a whisper of fear remains. It's sending that email, making that call, signing up for that class before you feel 100% ready. Your inner counsel is complete. Ganesha's wisdom for understanding, Wukong's cunning for strategy, Mazu's calm for the storm, and Hanuman's courage for the final flying jump. We have learned to navigate our personal map and weave our individual loom. But what if I told you the most profound power over destiny comes when we look beyond ourselves? The truest magic happens when we turn our attention to the well-being of others. Let's begin with Guanyin, the goddess of mercy in Chinese tradition. She is often shown with 1,000 eyes to see all suffering and 1,000 arms to reach out and help. But her deepest power isn't in fixing everything for everyone. It's in the act of deep, compassionate listening. In a world where everyone wants to give advice, the most healing thing you can often do is to simply be fully present for someone's pain. Try the Guanyin pause. The next time someone shares a struggle, resist the urge to solve it immediately. Just listen. Make them feel truly heard. This act alone can alter the destiny of a relationship, turning isolation into connection. And that connection becomes a new thread of strength in both your tapestries. This leads us to a beautiful truth about prosperity. In Hindu tradition, Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth, does not favor misers or hoarders. She is drawn to cleanliness, hard work, and most importantly, generosity. Think of wealth not as static money in a vault, but as flowing water. A blocked stream becomes stagnant and foul. Lakshmi represents the clean, flowing stream of shared abundance. A real-world example is a community garden. The collective work, the hard work, creates shared food. The wealth, when that harvest is shared generously with a neighbor in need, it doesn't lessen the garden's bounty. It increases the community's health and goodwill, which invites more Lakshmi, more opportunities and blessings for everyone involved. Let me share a modern myth. There was a street vendor who sold tea, struggling to get by. Every day, feeling invisible and stuck, he would watch people hurry past. Remembering stories of collective karma, he started a simple practice. For every 20 cups he sold, he would offer one for free to someone who looked weary or down. This small act of seeing and giving didn't ruin him. Instead, it created stories. People talked about the kind tea seller. They returned, bringing friends. His small stall became a community spot. His business's destiny changed not by a lucky lottery ticket, but by a shift from asking, "How do I get more for me?" to "How can I be part of the flow for us?" This is the ultimate secret. Your destiny is not a solo journey on a lonely road. It is a vast, interconnected network, like a pond where every single ripple touches every shore. Your act of kindness, your fair deal, your moment of patience sends out a wave that touches other lives in ways you may never see. And their waves, from other people's compassion and courage, come back to touch yours. You are forever weaving threads into other people's tapestries, and they into yours. When you lift another, you are not leaving your own path. You are building a stronger, more beautiful landscape for everyone's journey, including your own. So, how do we take these grand ideas from the heavens and bring them down into our ordinary, beautiful, and sometimes messy daily lives? The answer is by building your own personal pantheon. You don't need a temple, you need a simple ritual. This is about turning wisdom into action, one day at a time. Let's start in the morning. Imagine this as your morning council, a 5-minute quiet time with your eyes closed. Call upon your inner guides. First, consult your inner Jade Emperor. Ask for order and perspective. What is today's map? What are my 3 key tasks to bring harmony to my day? Then, check in with your inner Vishnu, the preserver. Ask, who or what needs my steady support today? My energy, my patience, my care? Finally, seek your inner Ganesha. Ask for wisdom. What is the main obstacle I might face? What is its true name? This isn't weird. It's a powerful way to align your mindset before the world interrupts. Now, the day moves on, and inevitably, a surprise problem hits, a missed deadline, a sudden conflict. This is the moment for the midday check-in, Sun Wukong's pivot. Instead of panicking, take just 60 seconds. Breathe. Channel the clever Monkey King. Ask his playful, ingenious spirit, is there a workaround I haven't seen? Can I approach this from a totally different angle? This shifts your brain from being a stressed victim to being a creative problem solver. Maybe you send a short, honest email instead of a perfect, delayed report. Perhaps you ask for help in a new way. It's a quick mental somersault over the hurdle. As the day ends, we often carry its weight to bed with us. That's why we need an evening reflection, Shiva's letting go. Before sleep, invite Shiva's transformative energy. Ask gently, what one thing from today can I consciously destroy to make space for tomorrow's new creation? Is it a resentment you're clutching? A worry on replay? A harsh self-judgment? Name it. You can even write it on a scrap of paper and safely tear it up. This small ritual is a physical act of sacred destruction, telling your mind it is free to rest and renew. Finally, once a week, make your practice communal with the weekly Lakshmi Guanyin act. This is where you actively weave the thread of shared good fortune. It doesn't have to be big. It's the Lakshmi act of intentional abundance, buying a coffee for the person behind you or donating to a cause. It's the Guanyin act of compassionate connection, a heartfelt text to a friend who's struggling, or volunteering an hour of your time. This weekly practice reminds you that your destiny is linked to others, actively building a world of more flow and more compassion, one small, sacred action at a time. This is how myths walk off the page and into your life. One day, one choice at a time. We have traveled far together, from celestial courts to cosmic looms. Now, we arrive at the greatest truth of all. You are not just learning about myths, you are living one. Your life is the sacred place where the map and the loom finally meet, where fate and free will shake hands. Let's revisit our very first image, but see it with new eyes. You are the potter, and your life is the clay. The river of time and circumstance, the Chinese Tao, brings you that clay, some smooth, some rough and hard. You cannot control what the river brings, but in your hands, you hold both the water of harmony to shape it and the fire of action to harden your creation. This is the beautiful synthesis. You respect the flow, but you absolutely choose the vessel you make. Will it be a closed jar for holding old hurts, or an open bowl for offering nourishment? Now, look at that vessel, your life. It will have cracks. It will have breaks. We all have them. Failures, losses, deep disappointments. But here is a stunning idea from Japanese art called kintsugi. When a pottery piece breaks, they mend it with a special lacquer, mixed with gold powder. The break isn't hidden, it's highlighted, made beautiful, made the strongest part of the design. Your scars are not ugly mistakes on a pre-written map or fatal knots in your tapestry. They are where your golden light of learning, resilience, and forgiveness can shine through. Your toughest moments, when filled with the gold of your spirit, become the most unique and breathtaking parts of your design. This brings us to the final, liberating shift. You've spent so much of your life asking, what is the dance I am supposed to be doing? Am I following the right steps? But the ultimate insight from these ancient stories is this. You are not just the dancer. You are also the dance itself. Every single step, every stumble, every spin of joy, every moment of stillness is an essential part of the beautiful, unrepeatable performance of your existence. You cannot step outside of it to judge it. You can only be fully in it, expressing it. So, what is the practical prayer from all of this? It is to stop merely asking the gods for a different destiny. Become the living answer. Seek strength. Embody Guanyu's unshakable integrity in your next tough choice. Seek wealth. Practice Lakshmi's generous flow by sharing what you have, even if it's just your time. Seek transformation. Dance Shiva's dance, and courageously let go of one old story that hurts you. You are the living expression of the very powers you have been searching for. Your destiny was never a sentence to be served. It is a story, moment by moment, being told by the most important character of all, you. And that story is already sacred, already unfolding, and more powerful than you ever dreamed. So, what is the final lesson from these two great rivers of wisdom, from the Chinese maps of heaven and the Hindu looms of karma? It is that you are never without choice. Even when the path seems fixed, you choose how to walk it, with resentment or with grace. Even when the threads of your past seem tangled, you choose the next thread you weave in, one of hope or of fear. Remember the old gardener who tended both a structured Zen garden and a wild flowering meadow. When asked which was his true masterpiece, he smiled and said, "The masterpiece is the tending. The joy is in my hands, in the soil, every single day." Your life is that garden. You have more tools in your hands now than when we began. You have the map for guidance when you feel lost, and the loom for creation when you feel stuck. You have a whole pantheon of strength inside you. The integrity of Guanyin, the cleverness of the Monkey King, the compassion of Guanyin, and the transformative power of Shiva's dance. This journey through myth was always about you. It was about seeing your own story as something sacred, dynamic, and brave. You are the potter, the weaver, the gardener, and the dance. Go forward now and tend your destiny with patience and with courage. Your myth is epic. It is happening right now, and it is yours to tell, one golden mended piece at a time. Thank you for sharing this journey. If this light of understanding touched your heart, please pass it on. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts below. Together, we grow a garden of greater wisdom. Farewell, and may your path be filled with conscious, beautiful creation.